On October 2nd, 2012, the body of 58-year-old Lyle Kopenkoski was discovered by his pickup truck on the side of the road in Emmett County's Resort Township in Michigan. He had been reported missing by his family after not showing up for work. Discovering that Lyle had been shot to death, police quickly launched a homicide investigation. Witnesses suggested that Lyle's murder could be tied to rumours that his wife of almost 40 years, Carol Kopenkoski, was having an affair with her business partner, John Ernst. Investigators bring Carol down to the station for questioning.
Appreciate you coming in. First and foremost, I'm sorry. I'm sorry this is happening to you. But just so you know, I mean, you're here voluntarily. You're not under arrest, okay? But I need as much information as possible as far as what's going on, okay? And then I can tell you what we've seen, what we've, okay? All right, so the last time you saw him was what?
That morning. Was that yesterday?
Yeah. Okay, and that would have been about what time?
He left about 5:30.
5:30. Okay. And did he say where he was going?
To work.
Okay. All right. Now, you mentioned something about making his lunch and pulling his car out. Is that something that you normally do?
Once in a while I do, but I don't know.
Okay.
I did. Like I said, he wasn't in a shape to go to begin with. And to pull his truck out, I mean, he's only like this far from the wood pile, and I just wanted to make sure it got out okay, I guess.
Okay. All right. And when you say he wasn't in good shape to go, what do you mean by that?
His speech still was not good.
Okay. Talk to me about that. What do you mean?
It was like, I don't know if he really still knew exactly what he was saying and stuff. I don't know, I just had a feeling that, I don't even know how to explain it. When you kind of say things that really don't quite
Come on.
make sense.
Yes. I gotta sign this sheet real quick. I'm gonna get right back to you.
Okay.
So what are the things that he was saying?
It's just the way he said it. It's not really like you talk when you're drunk, or kind of. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
So he's clearly talking different.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there anything that he said that was odd? I mean, Carol, I need to know the whole truth.
I know, and I can't remember.
Okay.
They're just saying he was going to work. I mean, I don't know if a whole lot was really said, but it's just the way it was said.
Okay. Well, what did you make him for lunch?
He had a meatloaf sandwich, some macaroni salad, a brownie, a cookie.
Okay, and you made that for him?
Yep.
Okay. And then, excuse me, he's in the car and he leaves. Do you see what direction he goes?
I didn't even look.
Okay. Okay, and he leaves around 5:30.
That's about when it was.
All right. Now, has he had, or have you noticed any drug habits lately, as far as, I mean, seeking drugs, illegal drugs, anything like that at all?
No,
No.
we just weren't into the illegal drugs.
Okay.
I mean, neither of us do them, have done them.
Okay. All right. So you haven't noticed anything odd lately?
No,
Okay. And as far as a gambler, was he a gambler?
No.
Did he gamble? All right. Okay, so he leaves, and what do you do?
I lay back down for a while
Okay.
until I get up and, do my shower, get my hair done. Then I went to a Lansing, to the computer place.
Okay. From there?
And then I came back and I got an adjustment from the chiropractor. I went to BC Pizza. I went to the computer store, and I don't remember. I think that was after BC Pizza, before I went to the Market Basket. I think, I'm not sure on the order I did this. I had to be the computer place after the BC.
And you had a day off. Is that correct, or did you work that day? Yesterday?
No, I worked out 2 places yesterday.
Oh, that's right. Okay. And you worked, where'd you work again? You told me, but...
BC Pizza, and then I go to the corner grocer.
Okay. And what time are you done with the corner grocer?
We close at 9, so I was out of there probably by 9:30.
Okay.
Quarter after 9, because I got home by 9:30 when I called Carl.
Okay. Now, did you, oh, I know, I'm sorry. So when did you learn that he hadn't gone to work?
At that point,
Yeah. Okay. So what time did you get a phone call? What's his boss's
I
name?
didn't warn.
Okay.
There was, when I got home after corner grocer,
Mm-hmm.
is when I was seeing the message light blinking, and that's when I listened to the message, and it was Warren.
Okay. And I'm sorry, again, what time was that you came home from corner?
I want to say I was home by 9:30, quarter after 9. It couldn't have been quarter after 9. Between quarter after 9 and 9:30.
Okay.
Probably 20 after.
Okay. All right. And then, so you know, then, do you call, who's the first person you call?
Mom,
Mom, who's mom?
mine.
Your mom.
She's the one that lives right next door to me, because I asked her if she had seen Lyle.
Okay.
And she said no, so then I called Carl.
Okay. Do you know what has transpired at the scene?
No.
Okay, you don't know that. We had the crime lab come up, and he has multiple gunshot wounds.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. And not only that, but it's possible that those gunshot wounds. Now he leaves your house at 5:30. His truck is seen at 7 o'clock. So there's an hour and a half. So within that hour and a half, he meets somebody, something happens, he's shot multiple times, and we believe that he wasn't shot on Gila Road, he was shot somewhere else and taken to that place. Okay? All right, so, and it's a possibility, and we'll have the results soon, but there's a possibility that he was shot a while prior to 7 o'clock.
Do you think somebody would have drove by and he went to help him or something, or what do you think?
Well, I think you might be missing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you're saying that he left at 5:30. We have a person that saw the truck at 7 o'clock. So within that hour and a half, we're saying that it's possible. We think that he was shot earlier in the night, meaning your story wouldn't be true. Do you see what I'm saying? So we'll find that out. And I'm not saying that's not true. I'm just saying we need to understand this a little bit more, because it's going to clearly show when he was shot and how long he'd been sitting there. Okay? So and there's no blood in his car, all right? There are no rounds, there nothing. The driver's seat of the car is pulled way up, okay? Such as a smaller person would have driven the car, all right? So we're obviously looking at a bunch of different things, all right? What I'm saying is that if you know more than what you're telling me, right now would be a darn good time for me to know that. Okay?
I don't know anything though. I mean, that's when he left the house.
Okay. Okay. Well, I am in the process of finding. Okay, and I gotta be honest with you. It's rumored that you are having an affair with John. Okay. And if that's true, I mean, I'm not looking bad at you. I'm not looking bad, but if there's some reason that you are hiding that or keeping that away from me,
I know that rumor's been flying. It has been flying, but I have not had an affair. I am just a really good friend.
okay.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay. All right. But so this whole thing, when I look at this whole picture, I mean, you guys, everything does not make sense to me, and I'm trying to grasp it. Okay.
Doesn't make sense to me either.
Right. Right. Is there something more that you want to tell me?
I don't know what I can. I don't know anything more. I guess I'm just upset that you'd even think I would do something like this. I wouldn't do it.
I didn't say that you did it. I'm
I
asking
mean, when I'm
if
in here
there's...
being questioned like this, wait, am I the guilty one here? What?
As said, I'm here to wonder if there's something more in his life that I need to know about. Right? You don't have a homicide like this with multiple gunshot wounds without it being anger driven. Okay? Right? So anger driven could be a drug deal gone bad. It could be, a love triangle type issue, okay? And so that's why I'm asking you about John, all right? And you may not even know, you may not even have a clue. I mean, maybe John wants him out of the picture so he can have you to himself, all right? I'm in the process of finding out where he was these last few days.
Yeah, and I don't think he would do that. I mean, because he was very upset with his divorce because that's what his wife did to him. I mean, he was upset. He doesn't believe in wrecking marriages.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, whether that's what you're saying is true or not, doesn't matter to me. I'm trying to get an idea as to, his whereabouts, where he's been. I mean, you don't know if he's been here the last few days at all. Okay.
No, I'm just taking his word for it, when I talk to him.
Okay. I ran him and don't see address in Tennessee where he had even lived there since 2006.
He stays in a motel.
He stays in a motel in Tennessee.
Right. They pay for him to stay in a motel.
Who's they?
Where he works.
Okay. So he stays in a motel for weeks and then flies up here. And he flies into what airport, do you know?
Pelston.
Okay, he flies into Pelston. Alright, and the last time he was up here that you know of?
Oh, it was last weekend. But I know he had to been down there because I called him on his office phone. So he had to have been.
Okay. And when do you say you called him on his office phone? What day was that? What time?
Actually, if he's in his office, he texts me and says, call office phone. So I do call the office phone quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I just... Something just hit me. Do you have a computer at home?
Yeah.
Do you do? The internet and all that? Who uses it the most, you or him?
I do. He doesn't use...
He doesn't.
He wasn't a computer person.
Okay. And do you have a home phone?
Yeah.
You do have a home phone too?
Yeah.
But do you usually mostly use your cell phone or home phone?
Home for when I'm home, but
Okay. What's your home phone number? This doesn't make sense to me. He doesn't, you say he doesn't have a... Does he do that often?
When he can't sleep, he does.
Okay.
I tell him he can take it, I'm not giving it to him.
Okay. So, and was he drinking quite heavily that night?
I don't know, I wasn't home.
Yeah. What time did you get home that night?
It had to have been 9:15.
Okay. Was he intoxicated when you got home at 9?
Well, it was either intoxicated or something else, because that's when I said he was talking weird things. Just weird. And you couldn't understand half of what he was saying.
Okay.
So I don't know if that was the alcohol or the drugs that he took. I don't know.
Okay. But other than that, as far as any type of drugs that you know,
Not that I know.
not that you know. Okay. I mean, is he, or would he be the type that maybe he became friends with somebody at work and, would start buying drugs from him or her? I mean, would he be that type of person?
I'd like to say no. I don't really think so.
Okay. What about your financial situation? Is it stable or?
Yeah.
Okay. So you haven't seen like a loss in your financials on his part or anything like that where he's spending large amounts of money?
No.
No. Alright, so anyway, when I look at this thing, I mean, there are different scenarios that this could possibly be, right? Okay, so we're thinking, we're almost certain that his body was taken to there, alright, and staged to look like that was the crime scene. Does that make sense to you?
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that he was shot and killed somewhere else, and then taken there. Alright? In an hour and a half from the time he left your house till 7 o'clock. That's only an hour and a half, right? So within an hour and a half, he shot, taken there, and left. Okay? Do you understand? So that means that there's 2 people involved, right?
So you don't think he would have just went right there then?
No,
I mean, you don't think his truck was there before? Or
it doesn't appear to be. I mean, it looks like the truck was driven by somebody who was small. I mean, the whole seat was pulled way up. Okay? He shot multiple times and there are no shell casings or anything there. Okay? And it looks like he had to be sitting up. Alright? Does that make any sense to you? He had to be sitting in this fashion. Alright? Shot in this fashion and sat in this way for a long period of time. So him leaving at 5:30 doesn't make a lot of sense to us. Do you understand that?
no, but I mean, I guess I just know what time he left, so that's
Okay.
all I can go by.
Okay. And that's all I'm saying. So we look at the scenarios. Okay. So the scenarios can be a drug deal gone bad, as I said before. Okay. And you know what I mean by drug deal gone bad. It can be a drug deal gone bad, which that would be at a different location and brought to there. It can be a love triangle where, if you were having an affair with, like I said, John, all right? John wants him out of your life so he can come in, all right, and shoots him. Or it could be like a murder for hire, all right? That means that you want your husband dead and you're going to hire somebody to do it for you. I'm just saying, those are the different scenarios. And I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just saying that those are different scenarios that we have, but we're dealing only within an hour and a half time frame. Okay? So, I mean, that's... Oh, you want me to get your friend? I forgot about that.
Terry,
Yeah,
if you want,
I forgot.
if you think it's okay, or if you don't whatever.
You're not under arrest.
Are we gonna be a while yet, you think?
Well, we gotta try to figure out, some things, okay? I mean, you know, he doesn't use his cell phone, and he hadn't used that cell phone at all that morning. He hasn't, geez, I don't think he's used it since September 26th or something, and that was when they had to call you.
Oh, are you sure?
No, I mean, that's what it says as far as his dialed numbers or incoming call. Other than after, Warren had called him.
Yeah, because I thought he talked to his friend Pat from Illinois more than that, but maybe he hasn't. September you said. This is only the beginning of October.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Can you think of anything?
I think I told you. I think everything I know that I can think of.
Nothing else comes to mind.
I'm trying to think what else.
Nothing he said in the last few days that would.
No, I mean, he seemed to be fine because, we had talked Saturday about taking off for a weekend after he's laid off, but,
Go where?
just to go to, like, Wisconsin, go to the casino or something.
Okay.
I do like to gamble.
Okay.
Just for a weekend to get away, because we didn't get to go out on our anniversary, so. And he seemed to be fine that day.
Where do you usually gamble? Here or?
I haven't been in a long time.
Yeah.
It used to be here, but it got so bad it's like I'm not wasting my money.
Yeah, right. Right. No, I'm not. I don't want to make this sound bad, but your rendition of the night and what I see at the crime scene, the evidence that's collected doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It just doesn't. There's something missing. I don't know what it is. Obviously, I wasn't there, but he has multiple gunshot wounds. And I'll find the truth. I'm certain.
I hope.
But I'm just saying that it at this point doesn't make sense. And and I'm not. Trust me. I'm not. Don't take this wrong. I'm just saying is, if you do know more than what you're telling me and afraid to tell me, okay, that's going to look bad on you. Okay, and that's it. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's going to look bad on you, and I don't want that to happen. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know nothing more than when he left. I don't know what to say.
Okay. All right. If later on down the road we find information that's different than what you're telling me, all right, we may ask you to take a polygraph. Do you know what that is? A lie detector test? Okay. Would you be willing to take that?
I think at that point I'd probably want to talk to a lawyer first and
Okay.
see what he would recommend.
Okay.
If that would be okay.
Okay. Well, if I were to take you next door and hook you up to a lie detector test right now, how do you think you're doing that?
I have no idea. I would think I would be okay.
Okay.
I don't know what they are or nothing about them.
Okay. Well, it just detects whether you're telling the truth or telling a lie. And so if I were to ask you a question such as, do you know anything more than what you're telling me? Okay, your answer would be
No.
no. All right. So, and then that computer will tell me whether you're telling the truth or not telling the truth on that question. How do you think you would do on that?
I should pass it.
Okay. Now, you say that John had put a knife to Lyle's throat at some point? Okay.
Yeah, I think what he did, he just went and held it like that, is what I'm understanding.
Pretty serious. That's pretty serious.
And I don't know if it was a table knife or what,
Right. But still serious. That's...
Yeah. But like I told them, and you guys are all drunk.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you do stupid things.
Do you drink?
Very seldom.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, do you want me to get Terry? I mean, I can explain to her things that are
Okay.
going on if you want me to.
Yeah, that would be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So, you want me to fill her in on what's going on?
Yeah, that's fine.
So Lyle was murdered with multiple gunshot wounds.
What?
Yes, and this happened in between the time of 5:30 a.m. yesterday to 7 o'clock
Yesterday?
yesterday.
Oh my God. Wow.
So so I'm trying to obviously get an idea as to what transpired from the time she last saw him to that, and we're having a little bit of problem because from 5:30 to 7 is only an hour and a half. We have a person that sees his truck on the road at 7 o'clock. Excuse me, and so he was shot somewhere else and taken there. Okay, does that make sense?
I got if you're saying that, but I mean, I just don't this is a little bit for me to comprehend because she just called me this morning. I was on my way to work, so it's just like,
Yeah. So I'm just any help, anything that you can think of that.
I know nothing. I mean, this is the first that Carol called me this morning and told me.
Okay.
So he was killed somewhere else and his body was put there?
Yeah.
Is what you're saying?
Yeah. It all happens within an hour and a half.
Wow. No, I know nothing at all.
Okay. How well do you know Lyle?
Very well.
You do.
Been friends with them since we moved up here. Paul and I, 23 years. Paul worked with Lyle.
Okay. And what's your last name, Terry?
Comps, COMPS.
And Paul works where?
Paul's retired.
Where did he work?
Well, he worked for Dunkel's. He worked for Sack Rider. I can't remember the last place that he worked. It was two other places. But he's
Okay.
been retired for, a year and a half, 2 years, I guess,
Okay. And Terry, where do you work?
for Dr.
Okay.
ophthalmologist.
Yep. You've been there for a while?
Year and a half.
Okay. What do you do there?
I'm an optician.
Okay. And nothing you can think of that.
Nothing at all. Last time we saw Lyle was when Wally's funeral.
Wally.
Dunkel that passed away. It was just
2
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
It's my uncle.
Okay.
Yeah, that was last time. That we saw.
He made that comment the other day that he thinks it finally hit him.
With
While
Wally.
Wally was dead, yeah. Up until then, it was
It was
just
very close to Wally.
very.
Yeah. And how did Wally die?
He had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, heart attack at
Yeah.
home. Yeah. Wow. This is.
I know.
Will you be with Carol,
Yeah.
Carol today?
Mhm.
Okay.
This is like something off TV or something. I mean, this is just blows my mind when she told me that he was shot in that. And I don't even know what to say because it's just unbelievable.
Any family members, like his brothers? Who are his brothers and
He only
sisters?
has the one.
Only has Carl? Okay, what's his relationship with Carl?
I think it was pretty good.
No, I think it was pretty good, yeah.
Okay, and then, when I pulled into Carl's before coming here, and there was, looked like a young couple. Does Carl have kids?
Yeah, two. He's got 3 of them. The 2 girls live right on the other side of the road between Carl's and mine, on the other side. And Alex lives in Boyd City.
Alex.
The boy. Carl's boy.
How old is Alex, do you know?
We were discussing that last night. If he's
I have no idea.
30? 27?
Probably 20, I think he's in his 20s, late 20s.
Yeah, he's the youngest.
And you two have been friends for a while?
Oh yeah, long time.
Okay. Where do you live, Terry? Do you live near
Sheboygan.
Oh, you live in Sheboygan?
Mm-hmm.
In relation to Jason?
Jason Camps.
Yeah.
Would be my, it would be a, like, third,
Okay.
but, yeah, my dad's, it would be second cousins that were up here. Originally we're from downstate,
Alright.
but yeah.
I graduated with him from
Oh,
Sheboygan,
okay.
so that's-
I know some of the Camps kids, but not, not everybody, not all the relatives.
All right. Nothing else we can think of. Nothing odd phone calls, different phone calls, odd phone calls. Driving by the house, nothing.
Not that I mean, I'm not at the house that much. That's the problem.
Yeah,
I
because you
work
work.
so much.
Okay. Jerry, how would I get a hold of you if I had to? Do you have a cell number or anything?
I can give you my work number. I have a cell number too, I guess, if you wanna. I don't know my cell phone number, so.
And then Dr.'s office?
Yeah, I can give that number, and that rings right into my office right
In
there.
your office?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, any questions for me?
No. I can't believe it. Lyle was liked by everybody. That's what I don't get. He didn't, not that anybody that I know that didn't like him.
Okay.
So, I haven't, nothing at all, so.
But he was a well-liked person?
Oh, yeah, very well liked.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what do you think has caused his depression in the last year then?
I don't really know. Do you? I was gonna say the drinking, but I think he drank to.
To hide his being depressed in that,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
I have no
I
idea.
don't know. His mom was like that too. She was always depressed.
So,
Okay. All right, well, take care of her today then.
yeah.
I'll give you a call if we need anything. You say he didn't get on the computer much?
No, he wasn't a computer. No.
He could barely operate the cell phone.
Yeah, no, he barely
No.
used that cell phone.
He didn't, he wasn't one, he wouldn't get on the computer. He wouldn't,
Wouldn't even know how to turn it on.
call people or, anything,
Okay.
so.
If we wish to take a look at the computer, would you allow us to do that? Or? Okay. Is it a laptop or a big computer?
It's a desktop.
Desktop? Okay. But you wouldn't have any problem with us?
No.
Okay. Actually, we might do that. I know he doesn't get on the computer much, but
No.
if,
He wouldn't even know how to use it.
okay. Any questions, Jared?
No,
Okay. Thank you.
Questioning if Carol could be lying about not having an affair, during a break, detectives reach out to John Ernst.
John speaking.
Hey, John, this is Detective Sumter with the Emmett County Sheriff's Office.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
Hey, I need to speak with you. Where are you?
In Tennessee.
You are in Tennessee right now.
Yes, sir.
Well, I guess that makes it a little difficult. Whereabouts are you in Tennessee? How long? Actually, I'll tell you a reason why I'm asking. Carol's husband was murdered yesterday.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay.
And I am obviously trying to collect as much information as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And any information that you have would be greatly appreciated, obviously.
I got you. Yeah. Oh man. Lost an old friend.
Pardon me?
Lost an old friend. Are you there?
I am here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, I said I lost an old friend.
How long have you been down there?
Got here Sunday.
You got there Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay. And you've been down there ever since?
Yeah, that's where I work.
Okay. Do you usually fly out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I usually fly out of Pilsen on Sunday mornings on their early flight. Get in here Sunday evening so I can be at work early Monday morning.
Okay. Do you have any idea how this goes?
Well, I'm confused. It wasn't health related?
No.
Huh. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. No.
Well, I have to be honest with you, and the reason why I'm calling you is it's rumored that you and Carol are having an affair.
Yeah, it's BS. That's been going around for years.
If it's true, it doesn't bother me. I obviously don't care. I'm obviously just trying to get the truth. And if we find that in fact that is true,
Mm-hmm.
then it's going to look odd. You understand?
Right, I understand. What was your name again?
Sumter.
Sumter, S-U-M...
P-T-E-R.
Okay.
And I'm a detective sergeant with the Emmett County Sheriff's Office.
And what is a good phone number for you? Okay. So if I call back, this is for real.
This is for real.
Okay, all right.
Do you have an idea of what's going on?
No, you got me here.
Are you absolutely certain? Because you're a little hesitant, and I'm concerned that you know something more, and a little nervous to tell me.
No, it's I'm at my place of work here. Hold on just a second. Okay, I'm in a conference room now, so
okay.
we work in cubes here.
All right.
Oh, okay. So now I knew that he wasn't feeling well, and his health was an issue. But I'm stunned.
Okay. So is there any possible way that if I were to talk to Carol, is there any way that she would tell me that you guys were indeed having an affair?
I doubt it to the highest degree.
Okay.
We're good friends.
Right.
Been friends since high school.
Right.
In fact, Carol and I are business partners.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just got done talking to her, so that's why I asked.
Oh, okay. How's she doing?
Not too good.
Well, I can imagine. That's... Wow.
Here's my concern, and I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but if the rumor is true, okay? All I'm asking is that if the rumor is true, then I need to know that now, because I don't want any surprises in the end. You understand that?
No, we're good friends.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah.
And that's never occurred in the past.
No. Somebody just come in here wanted a room too. No.
What kind of business do you do down there?
Computer software.
Okay.
Work for a corporate office here in Nashville.
Okay.
Okay.
When's the next time you'll be up here?
I'm sorry, they have the room scheduled. I have to move.
Okay, when's the next time you'll be up here?
I'm gonna attempt to fly home Thursday. I have a doctor's appointment Friday.
Okay. Do you what company do you work for?
I actually work as a consultant. I work for a company out of Louisville, but I'm working in Nashville at a company called Community Health Systems.
In Nashville?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And if I just have to verify your whereabouts in the last few days, that'll tell me that you've been working there?
Yeah, we have a badge. We have to go through every door and use our badge.
Okay. All right. I understand.
Yeah. been in meetings every day this week so far.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm. So, you're trying to rule me out as a suspect here?
I'm making an attempt to, yes.
Okay, well, whatever it takes to do that, let's please do it and get it done. I don't need any other rumors flying around, for God's sakes.
I hear you. I understand that. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a little stress for years here, with the rumors flying around and me traveling back and forth. It's like you get cold shoulder every time you come back up there, so I just want to put a halt to this one right away.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, where do you stay at when you stay down there?
At a hotel.
At a hotel?
Yeah, Residence Inn. It's just, I walk there and I walk back here.
Okay.
It's just...
In Nashville?
Yes, sir. This ain't rocket science now. I fly into Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
I get a rental car. I drive to my hotel, and I leave the rental car at the hotel as I walk back and forth to work in the morning and the evening.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been here since Sunday afternoon.
Okay. All right.
Wow. I'm sorry. You have to give me a break here. I didn't really think I was a suspect.
Right. I understand that. Well, if you do, has Carol mentioned her dislike for him?
Oh, they've had family problems for a long time. But that was, that's just family life.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she ever mentioned that she'd want him out of her life and stuff like that?
No. I think they've been married for, God, I don't know, forever.
39 years.
How many?
39.
Holy smoke. Now, I'm going to guess 30, but 39, holy smokes. Yeah, that's a lifetime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you have my number. If you have any questions, feel free, okay?
So I got your number and your name. If I can assist, let me know. But, yeah. I don't know what to say.
Okay. Well, if something comes to mind, let me know.
Well, yeah. All righty.
Okay.
I appreciate the call, I guess, just to know, but
Right.
sorry you called to have to roll me out.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for your honesty. All right.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Investigators returned to questioning Carol.
And I just talked to John. You know John?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know the rumor that has floated between John and her?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And John appears to be in Tennessee. So, but as far as any case is as I explained, any case such as this, you gotta look from the inside out. Okay. All right, and so that's why I'm talking to you first, because I don't know Lyle, right? So I need to get best description of Lyle, who he is, his mannerisms. I mean, he seems like he's a pretty well-liked person. But I'm telling you that there's something odd here. There's something that we're going to have to pick apart. Okay. All right. Now, when you were last in here, you said you didn't have a problem with us searching your house or anything to that effect, your computer, right? And now, do you have a house in Lansing also?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And who stays at that house?
We don't go there on weekends.
You go there on the weekends?
In the summer.
Okay. And but that isn't just another house that you have. I mean, you own that house, is what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Would you have a problem with us searching that house?
Mm-mm.
Not at all. Okay. I would. So what this is a consent to search your home. Are you going back to your house now?
No,
You're not. Okay.
not yet.
All right. Where would you be heading to now?
Going to Harbor Springs,
Okay.
and then we're headed back to Petoskey, back to the house.
Okay.
Or Carl's.
Yeah,
Because they're
Carl's,
waiting for
yeah.
us.
Okay. Well, I have deputies waiting at your house for you, just so you know. So they're waiting for you now. Okay. I would like to have permission to search your home. All right. And what's the address of that? Been off for a long time here. But hereby advise you that you have the right to refuse consent. Any evidence of criminal conduct that I find may be used against you in the court of law. Do you understand these rights that I've explained to you?
Yeah.
Okay, and understanding these rights, are you willing to consent the search of your home? Okay.
But they gotta wait for me though, right?
Yeah. I'm not going to bust down the door. No.
Okay.
It's today the third, fourth,
Third.
third. And what's the address at the Lansing home? Yeah.
Football Road.
How do you get into that house?
How do you get into it?
Yeah, is there a key?
I've got a key.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we can meet you there. And all right. Okay. Any questions, Ray?
Nope, we just wanted to know where the wallet was.
Okay.
So, I mean, because we started thinking about, well, where is this wallet? Whoever killed him, did they take the wallet or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
So that's all.
How can a well-like guy? I mean, my understanding, he's a little obnoxious when he's drinking. I mean, that's
Well, most people are.
yeah, that's the general consensus. But how can a person who's well-liked be murdered in this fashion?
Yeah, I don't know.
Good.
No idea.
Okay. You have any questions for me?
Not right now.
No.
Okay. All right.
Do you have a card? So,
Oh yeah, yeah. You get your card.
so you know who we're.
As police continue digging into the case, they discover key evidence at the Kopenkoski home, including an empty pistol case and a book on committing murders and cleaning up crime scenes. Detectives also discovered Carol had tried to withdraw $100,000 in insurance claims after Lyle's death. With the evidence building up against her, Carol is charged with first-degree murder. She agrees to a plea deal in exchange for a full confession and testifying against her co-conspirators. Police met with Carol again to hear the confession and uncover who shot Lyle.
Are you okay? Take your time. You know why we're here today. First, I want to say a couple things before we start. You're doing the right thing, obviously. You're clearing your conscience. You're putting this thing to rest. And you're bringing closure to the family. And we appreciate that. We appreciate that very much. So, additionally, as you know, we've worked out a plea agreement, which you've signed already. And the plea agreement will be that he'll plead guilty to murder 2 with a sentence agreement of 18 years on the minimum. And we'll dismiss the murder 1 and the solicitation and the felony firearm charges. You understand that? But as a part of that agreement, you have to be completely truthful with us, disclose all the facts, which may incriminate other people, but it has to be completely truthful, not just about your involvement, but about everybody's involvement. You understand that?
Yes.
And that will involve likely having to testify truthfully in any court proceedings in the future as well. Do you understand that as well, correct?
Yes.
So as part of this agreement, you've agreed to tell us everything that happened today, and that's why we're here, right?
Yes.
And so you're waiving your Fifth and Sixth Amendment rights, and your lawyer is here, and you're proceeding today with full understanding of what's going on, and these statements you're about to give are voluntary, right?
Right.
All right.
Can I just ask a couple questions?
Sure.
Just to confirm,
Sure.
Cheryl, that you and I have discussed this situation at length since last week, correct?
Yes.
The offer and the ramifications,
Yes.
correct? And what's required of you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And knowing the risk you would take if we went to trial compared to a sure thing with this, is it your desire to go forward as is laid out here and as I laid out for you?
Yes.
Do you have any questions at all about it? No. Has anybody forced you or threatened you or anything to get you to do this?
No.
All right.
All right, well, I guess I'm just gonna start by asking you to tell us what happened from the beginning.
Well, like Monday night, he was all screwed up. Like I said, when I got home, I don't know, I've never seen him like that, but he kept me up all night and it just started irritating me.
Tell them about the bandage, how that got there.
Yeah, he fell into the wood stove when he was walking around that night, and I put the bandage on. And then as the night just kept going, I just couldn't handle it anymore. And then by morning, I didn't think of doing this before the night. And then that night, it just started going through my head. And then when morning came, I just got to do it. So
While you're taking a breath, let me intervene that I think that the people who know this case the best are gonna have a hard time believing that you hadn't thought about doing that before, that this was just some spontaneous.
no, I had
middle of the
like I
night.
had asked Woods before, but I wasn't going to be the one to do it.
Okay, so you had thought about killing him before
Right.
that night, obviously.
Correct.
So let's just go back to Woods then. Tell us about how you met Mr. Woods and what exactly happened with Mr. Woods.
I just met him at Mark's. And
Mark,
correct.
approximately how long before the murder?
I don't know, I would say whatever dates he said has got to be about right.
So within a month before.
Yeah.
How did you meet him?
At Mark's, he was there working, and Mark introduced us, and we got to talking a little bit.
Did you tell Mark that you wanted somebody to kill Lyle?
No,
What did you tell Margaret?
I was just asking him a little bit about Woods.
Well, how
Okay.
did you know about Woods?
He was there when I was there, and you know how Mark gets talking about guns and his whatever, you know. And then I just asked Mark after, I can't remember if I left her first or if Mike left first. Mike must have, or I came back or something. And I asked Mark if he knew anywhere where you could get some unregistered guns, and I didn't tell him who it was for.
Okay. And then, what did he tell you?
And he said, well, Mike might know where you could get some. And then I had just called.
How'd you get his number?
Mark gave it to me.
Did Mark know anything about your desire to kill your husband?
No.
So you called Mr. Woods.
And then I just arranged to meet with him.
Did you discuss it over the phone?
No.
You saw the videotape of his interview, right?
Yes.
You met him out in the middle of the woods somewhere?
Yes.
And at that time asked him, or was that like a second meeting? He wasn't sure whether there was a prior meeting or not. When did you first discuss killing Lyle with him?
I'm sure we did it on the first one, or I mean,
What's the first one? Would this be the meeting in the woods, or would this be a prior meeting?
the one at the garage sale.
Okay, so tell us about that. How did he come to be at your garage sale?
Because we had already talked, and I said, let's meet. And I said, I'm having a garage sale this weekend, come up there.
Okay.
So he did. We didn't really talk a whole lot then. And then I had called him again.
Well, did you talk about killing Lyle during that garage sale?
You know, I might have asked him if he wanted to do, I don't know if I mentioned Lyle's name. I could have.
Well, what did you say to the best of your recollection?
I might have said something like, do you want to do a job for me, or get rid of Lyle. I could have probably said get rid of Lyle. I said shoot somebody for me.
Okay. When did you provide him with the pictures? The picture of the truck with the license plate, the picture of Lyle, and the work schedules?
That would have been the last time we met.
In the woods?
Yes,
Okay. So you do acknowledge providing him with those documents?
yes.
Did he also buy that red box from you at the garage sale?
You know, I'd have to see that because I thought it was something else he bought. But it could have been because he says, well, this would be good to keep my ammo in or something, so maybe it was. It was a bag of some sort, but I couldn't.
So how far did the discussions get with him?
Well, not real far because he said he really wasn't interested. And then when I had contacted him the second time, and then he said, no, I don't think I can do this.
By the way, let me stop you. There was one other thing I wanted to do, and I totally forgot about it, so let's do it now. I wanted to put you under oath, so that all these statements are under oath sworn. And we discussed that with your attorney. Are you agreeable to that?
Yes,
All right, can you please raise your right hand then? You solemnly swear that the information that you're giving today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
yes,
Does that include everything you've said so far?
correct.
All right. So please continue. There was a discussion with Woods, and you say that he was not real agreeable.
Right.
And did the discussion get as far as money?
No, I don't remember it being money. I can't remember saying a price. You know, we could have, I don't remember it.
Okay. So what happened out in the woods?
That's when he just, you know, patted me down. And then we just, a little bit, we just talked about the woods, the weather, and then when we got down and I says, I can't remember exactly how it went, but it was to the sort that I asked him if he had thought any more about this, about doing this. And he says, I just don't want to get involved in it right now.
Okay. So do you think that you gave him, again, the documents that day in the woods or the day before at the garage sale?
I don't think it was at the garage sale. Because when we left the woods that day, when I gave it to him, I said, if you change your mind, call me.
Is that why you think he accepted it? Because
Yeah.
it wasn't a complete no?
I think so.
That's a yes?
Yes.
All right. Did you ever have any contact with him again after the day in the woods?
Not, not when I seen him at Manna that day.
Right, that's more recently though?
Yeah. No, after that, I don't think so.
Were there phone calls back and forth between you and him?
Not after that.
I mean, before that, before the day in the woods. Were there phone calls
Yes.
back and forth? Which phone were you using to call him? More than one phone?
Yes.
Your main cell phone and maybe one of the track phones?
Right.
Okay. Did you contact anybody else about killing Lyle after Mr. Woods said he wouldn't do it?
No, there was just such a short time in between.
So how long do you think it was between the last meeting with Woods and the actual murder?
It couldn't have been a week or two.
Okay, so again, I'll say to you, I don't necessarily believe that you hadn't planned this out that night.
Just as the night went on, I was thinking more about it.
All right,
You know, that night.
so go ahead, I'll stop questioning you. Tell us the story about what happened for a while, and then I'll interject later.
Okay, Where did he go?
Well, in the middle of the night, you said he wasn't doing real well.
No, like I said, he was talking like I couldn't understand it, and he kept wanting to go to work. And I said, it's too early. I said, go to bed, but he couldn't sleep. I don't know, and I was out in the other living room just kind of watching through to see what he was doing. Thought maybe he would fall asleep, but no way. And then about, I think, 5 or so, he was ready. I says, okay, you can go ahead and go to work. I packed his lunch, I made his coffee. I went out and got the truck. I brought it out of the garage. Then, when he was ready to leave the house, I said, I want to go drop me off somewhere so that I can walk back, get back to my exercise. So we went up, I drove the truck, we went up to where it was parked. And then he got out and
Who drove there?
I did.
Okay. So you got out there.
That's when I shot him.
Okay. What did you use?
That gun.
The 38 that you got from your father?
I didn't get it from my father.
Who'd you get it from?
That was one that I had just bought.
You had just bought it.
It was like 15 years ago.
Oh, so you'd
Well
had it for
before.
a while.
Yeah, it's been in my safe.
Was it unregistered? Is that the gun that a couple witnesses you showed to and talked about as a good throwaway gun to be used in a crime?
Yep.
Would that gun have gone in the holster that we seized from your house?
I don't think,
Okay. You're familiar with the fact that we seized an empty holster from your house?
but I don't know what it looked like.
Okay. It was a leather pouch. Is that where you kept that 38?
That was in the bottom of the safe.
So you're shaking your head, yes. Did you keep that 38 in that holster
No.
normally? No, okay.
No, it was in a zip-up.
So it's your testimony that your truck wasn't out there at this point,
No,
okay? What time of day or night, morning was this when you shot him?
it was about 5:30.
All right, so tell us the details. I mean, you drive out there, what are you telling him? What's going on? Tell us exactly
And I
what
was gonna
happened.
go, I just wanted to walk home from there. So he got out of the passenger side and was walking around. The driver's side. That's when I shot him.
You shot him.
And then he started running down the road. So I shot him again.
Go on, take your time. How many times did you shoot him?
I
Where was the last shot?
had,
Did you have to move him at all, or did he
No.
just come to rest in his final spot there in the ditch? That's a yes. He just,
yes,
was anybody else out there with you at the time?
no. God, I just can't believe it.
Well, you've been in denial for a long time. You're doing the right thing by getting this off your chest. So then, what did you do after that?
I walked home. I put the gun across the road in the woods there, then on that other property across from my house. Farmhouse,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where
in
did
the
you
woods
put it?
there.
Where did you put it exactly?
They have a barn that's, if you're driving in the driveway, the house is like on the left. And then the first barn garage type thing here on the right, it was on the right-hand side of the wood side, but up right at the corner.
What did you do with it? Just leave it out, or did you
There's
bury it, or what did you do?
There's like by the siding on the shed, there's like a little hole that would go down like, I don't know if it would be like footings or something. And I just put it in there and put some leaves over it.
Have you touched it since?
Yes,
Okay.
it was there probably, I'm gonna guess, 2 weeks, 3 weeks at the most. And then I took it and I cut it up,
You cut it up. How did you do that?
with the hacksaw.
Where
And
did you
then-
Where did you do that at?
I did that at one of my lady's houses that I clean. And then I took it and threw it over the bridge.
Which bridge?
Magpie?
Okay. Did you?
Tell them whose car you were in when that happened.
I had borrowed the shop's Mark's truck, and Luke had took my truck at that time.
Who's Luke?
He used to work there,
Why did you do that?
because I figured mine had a tracer on it.
So how long after the murder did you throw the gun over the bridge?
Probably 3 weeks.
How many pieces was it in?
I'm gonna say 6 or so.
Was it in a bag, or how was it physically?
No, I had it in a bag, but I didn't throw the bag, I just threw pieces.
Ah. Okay. Isn't there some kind of fencing or something that prevents people from doing that over the bridge? No? Okay. All right. Did you want to interject?
Well, I asked her because they have cameras on the bridge. She said it was pitch black dark.
You did it at night. I see. Was anybody with you?
Yes,
Who?
actually John was with me when I did that.
John Ernst. He wasn't driving though?
No, I was driving.
Okay. So, all right, let's turn our, before we get to John Ernst, I want to ask you another question. Did you bury that gun or conceal that gun that very night? The night of the murder? Or did you wait till the next day, or?
No, I did it right as I was walking home.
Okay. Was your truck at the scene at any time that night?
No. My truck never left the garage.
So you
So that
dispute
doesn't
that
make
your
sense to
truck
me.
was seen at the scene in the middle of the night?
No, mine wasn't.
Okay. We have reason to believe that you wiped your truck down in case there was any physical evidence from the scene. Did you do that?
No. No way. Because we didn't even touch the truck. I mean, even Lyle's
Alright.
truck didn't have nothing on it because,
We have several phone calls going from your phone to John Ernst right around the time of the murder. So did you call him either shortly before or shortly after?
I probably did after, not before.
Well, not probably. Did you?
Yes.
Did you call John Ernst shortly after the murder?
Yes.
On the way home?
No.
After you got home?
Yes.
Did you tell him what you had done?
I don't know if I said I shot him. I know I said, I might have said I did say Lyle's dead. I might have even said I think how I said it was, I did it. I said Lyle's dead, and that was it.
Okay. Well, there was, I think, a 7-minute or so conversation that morning. 14 minutes. So what was discussed exactly?
At that time, that would have been all. If I called him again later, there wouldn't have been a whole lot said about the murder.
Well, I assume you were very upset about it.
Yeah.
And you needed to share it with somebody, right?
Not really, because I didn't want anybody to know.
Okay. Well, what was your relationship with John Ernst?
We had a relationship.
You had a romantic relationship?
Yep.
Going back how far?
I'm gonna say 3 to 4 years.
So you've been intimate with him for 3 to 4 years?
Yep.
Okay. As well as he's your business partner and close friend, right?
Yep.
The night at, what was it, after Mackinac at your friend's house, what's the friend's name again?
Terry.
Terry's house. You two slept together that night, didn't you?
We did nothing that night.
Or you slept together in the same
Right.
room? Okay. Now, whether it's the morning of the murder or afterwards, did you tell John the substance of what had happened, that you killed Lyle?
Afterwards,
Tell us about that.
I didn't tell him a whole lot of details. I just told him I did it. And
Well, what did you tell him?
I says, I shot Lyle. I said, it was just driving me nuts at night. I said, I couldn't take anymore.
When did you tell him that? I mean, approximately within a day, within 2 days? Was it phone? Was it live? In
No, it would have
person?
been on the phone.
Okay. Within how long did you tell him that?
I'm sure it was before the funeral, so it had to be 2-3 days.
Did you discuss with him what to do with the gun? And where you had put the gun?
I didn't tell him where I had put it.
Did you tell him what you used? What gun you used?
I didn't know the size of it, but yeah.
Okay. So did you discuss with him what to do with the gun?
I decided on my own to cut it up and do all that, and then I put it in the bag. And then I put it in that chimney he was talking about. Across Village or whatever.
What do you, tell us about that. I thought you said you put it somewhere across the street from your house and then
Right.
you took it to the Mackinac Bridge.
No, I took it over to cut it up at where I cleaned.
Yes.
After I took it from the garage there, down across the road. I went over there, I cleaned, I cut it up. I put it up by that chimney,
Well, how did that come about?
because I didn't know what to do with it at that point, how to get rid of it.
Whose idea was it to put it near the chimney?
I had asked John, I said, where could I put something to hide it for now? And he said, well, you know that chimney there? And I said, yeah. So I put it there, and then when,
And where is that exactly? What city?
it's before you get to Cross Village, it's past Kaiser Road, and I think it's past Pleasant View. It's on the left there, it's just sticking up by itself, there's nothing.
Now you said, where can I put something? Did you discuss with John Ernst where to put that gun?
I didn't want to say gun on the phone.
That was a phone conversation? Was it clear, though, from context and past conversations that he would have known that it was a gun?
You know, I don't know, I would think, but
So he's the one who told you about this chimney? Would you have known about it without him telling you?
no, I would have forgotten about it.
Okay, so did you go up there
I did,
and put the gun there?
yes.
Was he with you?
No,
How long was it there?
it was there a little bit, and then, because he didn't come home till that weekend, and I don't think it was that weekend, would have been the next weekend, I think, that I took it. I went back and got it, and then when he got home into Pelston that following weekend, I picked him up at the airport, and we went up.
And got it?
No, I had already put it in the truck.
Yeah.
And then when I picked him up at the airport and went up to Mackinac, or the bridge.
Oh, so you picked the gun up from the chimney with John?
No, John
I'm
wasn't
sorry.
there. I did that before he got in on the plane.
You got it, you retrieved it from near the chimney,
Right,
I see.
because he didn't get it till like, I don't know if that was 11 o'clock night or, no, it had to have been 9.
So did you communicate to John what you were going to be doing on the Mackinac Bridge?
On the way up there, I did, yes.
And so you discussed that with him?
Yes,
What did he say, if anything, about that?
nothing.
Okay. So did he know what you were doing when you threw the gun over the bridge? Yes?
Yes,
Specifically discussed with him.
yes,
That was the murder weapon, and you were throwing it over the bridge.
correct.
Did you tell him that you would cut it up at your employee's house as well? Employer's house? Did you tell him the details of that?
I don't know if I told him where, I might have, but I'm not positive.
Okay. Did he assist you in any other ways?
No,
Either in the cover-up or anything?
no,
Was he aware that you wanted to kill Lyle before it happened? Did you tell him that?
yeah, he knew it.
How did he know that?
I mean, I had mentioned it, but
More than once?
No.
Do you remember the conversation?
Not exactly. I'm sure I said something like, I just need to get rid of him. I can't handle his drinking and his abuse anymore.
When you say get rid of him, how do we know that you weren't talking about divorce?
Most people would say divorce if they wouldn't.
Well, did you make it clear to him that you were thinking of killing him? That's my question.
I probably did.
How? Do you remember? Can you just think about that? Because it's kind of important.
I'm sure I just said, I want to find somebody to kill Lyle.
So you discussed finding someone to kill Lyle with John Ernst.
Yes.
Was he aware of Mr. Woods?
No,
Not the name, but that you would talk to somebody?
I don't think so.
Did you tell him that you would talk to somebody about it?
I might have said talked to somebody, I didn't give him a name, and I said he was thinking about it, but he didn't give me a yes or no at that point.
You communicated that to John?
Yes. Put in his food, maybe it would help him sleep.
Were you doing that with his permission or without his permission?
Without.
But, so did that have anything to do with your plot to kill him? Were you trying to overdose him on drugs? Well, how long before this murder had you started doing that?
It wasn't very long. It was only the one time.
How long before the actual murder did you start, or did you do that?
It would have been in the summer, around June.
Does Mark, strike that, let me ask it this way. Did you ever confide in Mark after the murder that you had done this?
No. Didn't tell anybody.
Except John Ernst?
Right.
So you haven't told anybody else?
No.
And it's your testimony that you acted alone?
Yes.
Was anybody else aware of your desire to have Lyle killed, besides Mr. Woods and Mr. Ernst?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I never said anything to anybody.
The clothes that were in the laundry the next day when the police came, were those the clothes that you were wearing when you committed the murder?
No.
Why did you take him to that particular location?
I couldn't think of any other place.
Had you thought about it before that day?
No.
As far as location?
Nope.
Why did you pick that location?
Because I figured it would be the least traffic.
So you drove him out there knowing what you were going to do?
Yep.
Because you obviously had to get the gun, put bullets in it. When did you do all that? Before you left, or was
Yep.
it? So when you first picked up the gun that day or that night, I assume it was not loaded. That's correct. It was not loaded. You had to load the gun up before you.
Yes.
So you knew when you left the house you were going to kill him.
Yes.
How come there were no other 38 rounds found in your house? What did you do with the additional ammunition?
It was thrown in the dumpster.
What dumpster?
The ones up there by Dunham's.
When was that? Did you throw him in the dumpster?
It would have been within that first week. Probably within the first 3 or 4 days.
Off the top of my head, that's all I can think of. Do you have any questions right now, or do you want to take a 5-minute break? I don't care if you want to just jump in. Feel free.
Let me get a couple off my chest real quick.
Go ahead.
What did you use your truck to put the gun underneath that chimney, or did you have?
No, I had Lynn's car.
Yeah, okay, your mom's. All right. And then when you guys, when you and John were on the bridge, did you actually go through the toll booth, or did you?
Yeah,
All right. So did you go up into St. Ignace, or you just turn around immediately and come back?
turn around, get back.
You did. Okay. And that was, again, you said, how far after the murder?
3 to 4 weeks.
After.
Yeah.
Okay. And then wallet.
Good
Did
point.
you take the wallet?
Yeah.
And where's that wallet?
Destroyed, threw it away.
You did? Where'd you throw it away?
The dumpster.
And then, I mean, and to me, I mean, when this incident is coming to a head and you're finally made that decision to do this, that to me sounds like it's pretty well planned out. To take that wallet in the midst of all the commotion that's going on as far as the shooting and that.
He actually didn't have the wallet on him.
Oh, he didn't?
He had it, he left it at the house,
Oh,
and I seen it on the couch.
all right. So he didn't, and is that normal for him to do that, or?
No.
Really? Okay.
Like I said, he wasn't normal that morning.
Okay. All right, so then as far as the credit cards, everything went into the dumpster.
Yes.
And how long after that? Well, where was it when we came there? When we searched your house, where was the wallet?
I don't know. So I couldn't have got rid of it by then, could I?
Because the ammo's gone and the wallet is gone, unless we missed it, of course, but.
Unless it was in a drawer or something, I don't know. 'Cause I don't think I would have went to the dumpster before you guys got there. I couldn't.
Well, you would have had all day, Wednesday to do that, because we didn't, or excuse me, all day Tuesday to do that, because we actually didn't get into your house until
Okay.
the morning of
All
Wednesday.
right, I'll bet you I did then. That must have been when I did it. It was Tuesday.
Because you're up talking to Shannon,
Right,
so, and you park behind BC Pizza,
right.
so that's why it's kind of curious, so could it have been that day then, on
Yes.
Tuesday?
Yes, it could have.
And you're saying that the clothes that were in the dryer were not the ones that you used?
No,
Did you do anything with the clothes that you used?
no.
And
At some point, I would have washed them with regular laundry and kept wearing them.
were there bloody? Was there?
No,
Nothing.
I had no blood on me.
How'd you get home from the scene?
What?
On the road?
Yep.
Anybody pass you?
No, if I seen a car coming, I hid in the ditch.
Is that what happened? Did you?
Yep.
You kind of answered the question, and I want to belabor the point here, but when you called John, you said, "I did it." And I mean, that to me tells me that, you know, obviously you talked about, so it means you killed them. Would that be correct?
Yeah.
All right, and so when you say it to John, John has to interpret it as being, you killed him.
I would think so. Because I said, Lyle's dead.
So you said, I did it, and Lyle's dead in the same conversation. That's a yes.
Yes.
And that was right after it happened.
Yes.
Kind of jumping a bit, but,
Hold on, let me follow up on that thought. What did he say? What did John say?
I think it took him by surprise. Because he didn't know I was going to do it.
So what did he say? Did he give you any advice?
No, he just sat there still and not saying anything for a while.
Based on all the conversations you had with him between the murder and the time that you were arrested, we listened to your phone calls every time he came to visit you. Was it clear that he knew that you had done it? that's a yes?
Yes.
All right.
Did, now you I caught something you said there. You said that you were tired of the abuse. And it's the same thing that Woods actually told us, that you told him that was abuse, not physical, but more psychological. So you got a little bit more in depth with Woods than kind of what you said here. So did you have that conversation that, Lyle was abusing you? Because you said you weren't sure that you said Lyle to him initially, to Woods. But you also used abuse, and he said you were tired of being abused. So did you have that conversation with Woods?
Yes.
Okay. And you talked about him abusing you, not physically. Was there ever any type of physical abuse?
Not too often.
Not too often.
Mostly verbal because he couldn't hold. I mean, he was an alcoholic. I mean,
How long had your relationship been going downhill with Lyle?
it's probably been like this for 4 or 5 years. But I mean, I've always worked anyways.
Around the same amount of time you've been with John Ernst.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, please.
What does not too often mean when he asked you
That's the question.
about the physical abuse? What do you mean by that?
I would say it's only been, half a dozen times.
What happened?
He would just push me around.
Like how? Never leave any marks on you?
Yeah, I had bruises.
Did you ever call the police?
No.
Did you
I
ever?
always figured we could work it out.
Did you ever? Were you ever physical with him?
No.
And
I would just more or less be quiet and take it.
what would the fight be typically about? Was it about the same thing every time, or did it vary?
Mostly he didn't like me working so much.
What about the topic of John Ernst? That must have come up too. He knew that you were sleeping around on him, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he must not have been happy about that,
No,
right?
he said, he has said a few times that, something about me and John, and I said, well, at the time I did say there's nothing going on.
But it was kind of obvious based on how much time you spent with him that something was going on, right?
Yeah.
So was that a pretty regular topic of controversy in your marriage?
Well, it came up quite a bit, as long as, what was I gonna say?
Was Mr. Ernst the topic of discussion on any of the occasions where you just said that you were pushed around?
No,
Was there any kind of an agreement between you and Lyle that he would look the other way with regard to your relationship with Mr. Ernst?
no.
Did you ever discuss that, like an
Lyle was
open marriage?
Lyle was a jealous one anyways. I mean, I could talk to other guys and he would get mad at me.
Well, how long
When
you been?
Chris Over was alive, me and him used to go quite a bit. You don't have a drink or just go talk and stuff. And he gets mad about that and accuses me of stuff.
But Lyle had a reason to be jealous, didn't he? Well, John Ernst wasn't the first person that you cheated on him
Right.
with, right?
Right?
Okay.
And he was aware of that?
Yes.
Okay.
What other questions do you have?
Because in the last few weeks, he would say, he would be drinking and I'd get home and he says, I'm going to kill myself, he says, or else you just go shoot me. He says, I don't want to live anymore.
We found 2 other pill bottles that contained ground up substance. What were those, do you know?
No.
The 2 pill bottles that was with that vial of...
They were all together?
Yeah.
They weren't all the same?
No.
Or no?
It was kind of an odd substance, but
Aspirin.
Wasn't it animals?
It was analyzed, but no, nothing poisonous, but I didn't know if it was some type of, I know that you're into poisonous plants and that type of thing. I didn't know if it was that or. On your way home Monday night, I read the report, somebody heard a gunshot that night and saw a truck, what they believe truck lights. Was that you?
No,
Yeah, so you loaded that gun, you had that gun loaded? I mean, you loaded that gun
Tuesday morning,
Tuesday morning.
correct.
And where did you previously, was that ammunition that you've always had, or is that something you just bought?
No,
Okay.
always had it.
How you doing? Doing okay? Want to take a 5-minute break? Need to use the bathroom? Do you want some water? Anything else that we can get you? Some coffee?
No, I'm okay.
Well, I need to take a 5-minute break, so why don't we do that? I need to hit
What
the
time is
restroom.
Holly tomorrow?
Why don't we discuss that out here?
I'll be right back. Do you want anything to drink?
No, I'm good.
I'm just gonna hit the John.
I've told that.
I'm just gonna open this door for the time being. It's kind of stuffy in here. I was in here before this and it was toasty.
Your lawyer's gonna talk to you for a couple seconds, and we're gonna come back in and just ask you a few more questions. Turned it off while you guys were talking. Okay, we're back on the record, so you're still under oath, you understand that, right?
Yes.
And you've had a chance to talk to your attorney, and
And did you misspeak? Was there something that you wanted to change from what we discussed a few minutes ago that I told you what you said and you said you thought you'd said something different,
Right.
but
About throwing the gun out,
what?
because John threw it out because I was driving.
okay, why didn't you tell us that a few minutes ago?
No,
So John made several motions out the window with the gun because it was in numerous pieces, right?
right,
So and that's one of the
probably 3
things.
times.
So you knew that before when you were talking to us, right?
I thought I said it that way.
Okay. So John threw the gun out. John knew what he was throwing out. It was pieces of a gun, right?
Yes,
And he knew that that was the gun that was used in the murder.
yes,
And I assume that you discussed that specifically on the way up to the bridge, why you were going there with him, right?
yeah, I said, let's get rid of it.
Let's get rid of the gun,
Correct.
and he actually threw it out.
Yes,
Okay, so that brings us back to the only other thing that we have a pretty serious problem with, which is your truck being seen at the scene.
I can't explain that, it wasn't my truck. My
Well-
truck never left the garage.
Did you go out? Did you use that path to get home that night?
No,
Did you go out there and fire some test shots earlier in the evening?
no,
Well, it seems highly, highly unlikely that your truck or its twin was stopped on the side of that very road right across the street from the murder scene at 3:45. How do you explain that?
I can't. Polygraph will show you that, I'm not lying. I know nothing about that truck. My truck never left.
Okay. Are you protecting someone that you haven't told us about?
No.
Perhaps a family member that might have been involved in some way in this crime?
No,
One
no
of your
way.
brothers?
Heck no. They'll probably just don't meet them.
Your brothers will probably disown you now?
I think your brothers care about you no matter what. But
Blood is thicker than water.
you haven't told them the truth, right?
No,
they don't know any of this, neither did Alice, correct?
No,
Or your mom?
With respect to Mr. Woods, did you feel like he was trying to blackmail you in any way?
no,
And it never got farther than talk?
no,
No money ever changed hands?
no.
All right. Any other follow-up?
Yeah, and I guess the problem, aside from the truck being seen at the scene, I still have a problem with that, I'll be honest with you, but I also have a problem with the fact that there's no question whatsoever that your handles of your truck were wiped down. Every single handle was wiped down.
I didn't do it. Honest to God, I didn't.
We could, like I say, when I say there's no question, there isn't. I mean, that was something that, boom, it hit us as soon as we looked at it, that they were definitely wiped down.
Unless they did it when they were testing for fingerprints or something, I don't know, but my truck was not. I never touched it.
Well, that would corroborate why it was seen at the scene. The fact that it was wiped down afterwards, you have nothing to lose by telling us the truth about that.
I am telling you the truth. I did not take my truck up there. Honest to God, I didn't.
By the way, is that why the seat was pulled up? Because you drove Lyle out there?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you can think of? So, any time that we take this type of testimony, we basically finish by saying everything that you said today is under oath, and therefore subject to perjury also if it was a lie. And so we want to give you a final chance to correct anything else that you may have said today that was inaccurate. Is there anything else that you can think of today that you said that you want to change at this point?
I don't think so. I think everything else is right.
Here's the deal. This is gonna be reduced to writing, and you'll get a copy of it probably, and you're under a continuing duty to tell the truth. So if there is something in there that you see when you read it, will you promise me that you'll bring it to my attention?
Yeah.
Just like the thing with him throwing it over there, if that truly was just a misstatement, if there are any other misstatements similar to that in what you see in the transcript of this, you understand that you've got a duty to make that right, correct? Okay.
All right, then we go off the record now, and once again, thank you for cooperating finally and doing this.
Sorry.
Hopefully it makes you feel a little bit better that you got this off your chest and that you're taking responsibility for it. It's the first step towards redemption.
Do you have any questions though?
I don't think so.
You want to talk to me alone?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure that we're off the record.
You might want to apologize to Carl and Tony tomorrow when you see them. That's up to you.
When police go to arrest John Ernst on multiple counts, including being an accessory to murder, they can't locate him. Investigators turn back to Carol.
Got you out of detox anyway, right? Is it better in there? Good. Okay. How are you doing? That doesn't sound too convincing. As part of the proffer and the plea and all that stuff, you understand that you still have to cooperate. If anything were to surface or anything come forward, then I'm here to tell you that as well, okay? So right now we're actively looking for John. He is, I think, living down there now. Is he?
I think so.
Okay.
The last I knew.
Okay, is he with anybody down there?
Patty, I'm assuming.
That's kind of what I was assuming too. I see that he was arrested back in June for some type of larceny down there, and I don't know what that is. Do you know?
In June?
Yeah, of 2013.
I think. I don't know. I'm not going to swear it's June though, but I think it had something to do with when he flew in one weekend when they go through like their, I don't know what you'd call it, like, I think he picked up somebody's cell phone and took it because they didn't take it and pick it up. I think that's what that was.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I just saw it on his record, so I didn't know what that was. Did so he looks like he has like a Gratton, Gratton Road address. And I don't know if that's Patty's or not.
I would assume that would be hers.
Okay. And has he been with her for a while or no?
Yeah, they've been off and on for about 15 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So even with, I mean, so your relationship with him was just, I don't want to say sexual, but it was just kind of,
Just,
yeah, a side thing. Yeah. There are just a few things that, of course, we've been, there's been no lack of arguments as far as this case goes for the last year and a half between us as cops talking about theories and reasons why and stuff like that. And one thing that we have a problem with is the whole cutting up of the gun. Because you said you cut it up into several pieces? Okay. Is that absolutely true?
yeah,
Okay, how did you do that?
with hacksaw.
You did it with hacksaw?
Took a while.
Took a long time. Okay. Where was that done at?
It was done at that one place where I clean on Harbor, or it was condos, maybe.
In Page Hill Road there?
No, so it's on the lakeside. Oh, is it Breakers? Breakers, there's Breakers East, Breakers
Yep.
West or something, yeah. It was in there.
And you...
I cleaned for a lady in there, so I just went in there, because they're not here.
Okay.
I don't clean when they're here.
Okay. That had to take a very long time. So where did you do that at?
In their garage.
Just in the garage? Okay. Whose hacksaw?
I think it was theirs.
Okay. All right. And that's absolutely true. We're not going to find
Yeah.
anything different on that.
No, absolutely.
Okay, and then you take it from there and you put it in this chimney. And then from that chimney is where you... Okay. It would take me forever. Did you work on this for days or...
No,
No. Why don't you just toss it in the lake?
I don't know. I just figured it'd be easier just to put it in pieces so you don't have to look for them all.
God.
Oh, that was stupid.
Well, not stupid. We didn't find it, so you got it. But okay, so you definitely hacked it up in pieces. Okay. What else? Anything else that you said that? I mean, we're still stuck on your truck being at that scene.
I am too.
Okay. So nobody else helped you.
No.
All right.
Oh, I can't figure that. I don't wonder if you think it's really true or, I don't know.
Well, this guy, he has a checkered past now that we found that out, or actually Kills found that out for us, but he passed his polygraph, saying that that's what he saw, but it was not there.
No, it wasn't.
And one of the theories, and I'll just be honest with you, is that did Rick have anything to do with this at all?
My brother?
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding.
No, okay.
Heck no.
Ron? Nothing?
No way.
Okay. So they never knew?
They knew nothing.
Really? They ever ask you?
Mm-mm.
Really?
They just assumed that I couldn't do something like that, and I can't believe I did.
I can't believe it either.
Something made me stand.
I was gonna ask that. I mean, is it just? I mean, you're snapping. Probably the most important, thing that you ever done in your life, and it made you snap that much.
Just felt I couldn't help him anymore, so it wasn't happening.
That's interesting. So you couldn't help him anymore. He was unhappy.
I wanted to help him with his drinking, but he wouldn't. He wouldn't let me. Every time I say something, he just drinks all the more.
Really? I noticed in your planner you know, you have like a case or open a bottle. Is that open a bottle of his stuff?
I wanted to see how soon he went through them.
And it did seem like he was going through them
Yeah, too fast.
too fast during the end there. That's interesting you say that. I mean, as far as, no, I guess I haven't put that in perspective. And Carol, I hope you don't mind me talking about this because it's intriguing, not intriguing to me, but it's, you know, I lived this thing just like you did, you know, so getting the real true reasons why is kind of interesting to me because one, it'll help me, I guess, progress. Hopefully it'll help you get stuff off your chest. But I mean, he just continued to drink and drink more. And you guys did Carl and Tony try to help him? I mean, did the family try to pull together resources to try to help him?
No, the only time Carl and Tony really even got into it was like that winter before, when I had went up there and told him that Lyle didn't want to live, he wanted to kill himself. I said he's drinking, so that's when Carl went down there and talked to him. And then Carl went down that next day in the morning and wanted to take him to the doctors. And he wouldn't go, of course, but he was sitting there drinking, and Carl went and dumped it out. And then when I got home that day, Lyle was telling me about that. He says, I showed him. He says, when he walked out the door, I just fixed another one.
Really? Why do you think he was drinking so much?
I don't know.
Well,
I just thought he couldn't give it up.
Well, I know from what other people, I've never talked to Lyle before in my life, not that I know of anyway. And, you know, a lot of people say that your relationship with John was weighing heavy on him too. I mean, do you think that was a primary thing, or?
I don't know as though that would be a primary thing or not. And I know he had been told by a couple doctors, you know, that his liver was getting bad.
It was.
And he had to quit. And I don't know if that was weighing on him too, knowing that he couldn't, but yet he wasn't ready to try and quit. I mean, you gotta have it in your mind that you want to quit
Yeah, right.
to be able to do it.
Right. So during the end, how many drinks is he doing a night?
I don't really know.
Really? A lot.
He always had one in front of him.
Yeah. Kesslers and water. When did it start getting really bad?
I'm gonna say probably, I noticed it probably the last year or two.
Yeah.
It got a lot worse.
Yeah. But he still worked hard, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Winters were rough for him because that's when he was laid off
Yeah.
and given too much time to sit there.
Was he helping you clean during that time? I mean, that was
Some,
cold,
but not a whole lot.
so you just sat there.
Yeah, he would blow the sidewalks when they needed them in town, you know, for Sam Reed. But you know, Lester winters haven't been that bad.
Yeah, right. Oh, geez, this one, he'd make a killing this week, or this winter. So just out of a curiosity question, and you understand none of this stuff. I'm not reading your rights or anything, so you're not being charged with anything else. You understand all that, right? I mean, was there ever a grand plan of getting rid of Lyle to go with John?
No.
No. So there never was a plan to be with John? Really? Ever?
Not really to be with him, no. I just didn't want to be where I was, but I didn't know. I just wanted to be by myself, I guess.
The famous question, I'm sure you've asked yourself a million times, why not divorce?
I know it.
Everybody asks that.
Just thought my family would look down on me.
Really? So you seem to have a...
My family's nobody's divorced in our family. On my side.
But they know that he was drinking so much that it was bothering you?
They know he was drinking a lot.
Yeah.
I would never say anything to anybody, though.
Yeah.
So I just kept things to myself.
Seemed that that's your type of personality.
Just to think I could be that evil.
Well, I guess what do you feel like? I mean, what do you feel like after it's done? I mean, you snap and you go to a place. I mean, we've all snapped, but of course we never snap. You know, if I, get mad at my dog, I'll snap, or something, But I mean, what's it like after it's all over? Relief?
No.
Fear?
Why did I do that?
Yeah. It must have been scary. From that scene, now you walked from the scene back home. That'd be the longest walk of your life. So you're married, what, 30 years? In the beginning? Good?
Yeah. No, it was 39, wasn't it?
39? I don't know, you don't. Oh, probably should know, yes. I mean, in the beginning is good. I mean, what got you guys together?
We grew up together.
Yeah.
Played together as kids.
Really? Where was that at?
That same neighborhood. We've always lived in that same neighborhood.
Whole life?
Yeah.
So you grew up together? You're married? How old were you when you got married? 39 years, so you were what, 21?
What's that?
Were you 21 when you got married?
Yeah. No, I was 20. He was 19.
Ah, okay. Any college? Anybody go to college?
I just took a few courses, computer courses. That was it.
What were you doing at 21? Work-wise?
Waitressing.
What waitress? Sorry. Now, big question. It's over with and done now is that restaurant. Now, everybody says you burned that restaurant down.
Yeah, and that's a bunch of bull.
You've had that headache forever?
I just blew that up because somebody said they're coming, seeing me coming out there with
Yeah.
a can. When that fire restarted the next day, they didn't even tell us about it.
Yeah.
Lyle noticed it when he went in to work.
Yeah, that's what the report even said the same thing, so I don't know why everybody is.
Well, there's always rumors about everything.
Yeah. You're not kidding there. How many rumors I've heard in this case? Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you guys, you grow up together, and just now, this last part of the last few years, it just got heavy and heavy as far as just drinking, and you're working a lot of jobs. I guess when I look on the outside looking in, you're working at a lot of jobs for probably a couple of reasons. One, obviously money, but two, you don't want to see your husband basically kill himself drinking. What I would assume.
And mainly, the summers were really hard for me because I had to do all these jobs because I knew when winter come, my cleaning jobs laid right off.
Yeah.
So I had to have the other two to balance it out for the winter because unemployment don't cut it.
Right. Were you making pretty good money cleaning?
It wasn't bad. Better than nothing.
Yeah. What about ECN? So are you making any money in that ECN?
Starting to.
Were you?
Was.
Yeah. Yeah, I've listened to all your phone calls between you and John or you and whomever, but of course I had a hard time believing. I probably knew that right off the bat, that I had a hard time believing that you were more than just friends. But so to categorize your relationship with him would be, I don't know, was it friends with benefits type thing? You know what I mean? It seems like you're pretty close friends. You guys were having an affair together, but it seems like you were still close friends. Like he was still doing a lot for you, even though you were in
Right.
jail and stuff like that. So that's the close friend part of it.
And we have business partners, so
Yeah, right.
we're.
Right.
Didn't feel bad for dragging him in because he had nothing to do with this. And he could have ratted me out, but he didn't.
You didn't?
That's probably because of military background. They don't squeal on people, but
Right. But the problem he has, though, is that obviously he went into, mean, he testified in court under oath. You know, he's gonna have a problem. You know, that's obviously the reason why we did that. Have you guys, has your friendship during the end, has your friendship died, or?
I haven't talked to him for quite some time.
Really?
It was only once a week, maybe.
Is that more of a business thing, or was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, as far as your sexual relationship, I mean, that died off too,
Oh, yeah.
since this happened?
Yeah.
Really? And he's the one, he tossed it down off the bridge. Oh yeah, how far afterwards, like you picked the gun up from that chimney? When, do you recall when about that time was? I know I tried to nail it down, or we tried to nail it down, but you're talking weeks afterwards, or?
I just can't remember. It wouldn't have been probably longer than 2 months at the most.
Oh, at the most.
I'm thinking.
Okay. And you're driving Mark's truck,
Yeah.
the white one? And Mark had nothing to do with this at all?
No.
And Woods?
In fact, Mark didn't even, I don't even know if he knew I had the truck. Maybe he did, I don't know. Because I know I said I'm not, because Luke was driving it at that time, I said I needed to haul something.
Because you thought we had a bug in yours. The undercarriage didn't find the bug, though, did they? Piss you off?
I knew it had to be there.
Yeah. How did you know that we would do that? Mary Beth?
No, I just, in fact, Paul, Terry's Paul, talked to me a bit on that too.
Oh, yeah. Do you know how we did it?
Mm-mm.
No. We broke into your garage. We can do that. So we had all the...
I figured afterwards that when my renter had seen that other car, they were taking it off at that point.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it didn't matter then. So. And Woods, the only thing with Woods is just contact. He had nothing else to do with this. Absolutely certain.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have any curiosity questions for me? I mean, I tried to put everything I could in the report, but I mean, if you have anything, any curiosity, questions, by all means, you can ask. You know, this part's over with, so. Anything that you think of, I mean, you're going to be here until the end of February, right? All that.
Why wasn't Carl investigated more? Because he's the one that says something first.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
So many things were looking toward him.
There were. I think what you know, him going to the scene and being at the scene, and you know, I'd be lying if I told you he was never a suspect. But I think in the very beginning we could push him off because he was working that day or something to that effect. I can't remember where he was. We knew his whereabouts on that day. But he was certainly my very beginning. I mean, you knew I was honing in on you right in the beginning, but you, John, and Carl, those are the three that I was right from the beginning. And then we could eliminate John because he was in Tennessee. And I think we eliminated Carl because then I don't know of anybody else that could have done it. Did you think we would investigate him more, or were you hoping? Did he have anything to do with it?
No.
Okay. That'd be a surprise of a lifetime for me if you said yes.
Carl's done some rotten things before, but
Yeah, you said that a little bit. No, I'm not getting into that whole I know you guys got a big civil trust issue thing. I am not in that at all. So just so you know, I'm not. My thing is criminal, and if I were to get into that civil issue, I'd be in trouble myself here at the department. So I'm not. Then they can ask questions all they want. If I don't know where you're at, I don't want to know where you're at with that thing. But I just wondered a little bit about that as far as what's right and wrong. But I guess the whole thing would come down to reason. What would be Carl's reasoning for him to inherit everything for himself? Money issue? I mean, that would be my primary thing. What else? Okay. Well, as I said in the beginning, I mean, we're having, and not as well as I, having a hard time. I don't want to say believing because I have no reason not to believe you. I'm just saying that I have a hard time that putting up that gun because that had to be one hell of a process. Two is, Wood said that you and him talked to each other about 3 times, but I have you guys calling each other 15 times in August.
No, not Woods.
Huh?
Not Woods.
Not Woods?
I never talked to him that much.
Really? Then I guess I'll show you because I got your phone number from the 534 number that you have. I got that, and in August, you guys are going back and forth quite a bit.
Not unless, he wasn't answering it or something,
Okay.
and then I just kept trying or something, but as far as talking to him, we didn't.
You didn't?
No.
Okay, so only a few times that he said. I mean, is anything that he's saying not true? I mean, you saw the report, right?
Yeah, like I said, other than when he said amount, I don't remember talking any dollar amount.
Yeah, he was pretty adamant. It's $25,000.
I can't remember saying that though.
That to me is desperate. I mean, if you're going to that lakeside, I mean, you have no reason to trust this person, right? I mean, you just unless I'm wrong, I mean, you just found out about him, right?
Yeah.
But okay, well, maybe you didn't talk to him that much. I mean, it's on the. I'm getting your other number now, that 675 number. Are there gonna be any surprises on that at all? Don't know how. I mean, when I saw his number, did you see the picture that I took of his phone?
Yeah.
And I saw that 675 number, that just hit me right there. Son of a gun. Just. So, John, that morning, did you call him when you got home? Is that what you said?
Yeah, at some point. You mean that morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you call him once, twice, then he calls you back and you guys talked for a while there. So he knew at that point?
Yeah.
I can't imagine the fear. Anybody coming in to see you? Talk. I haven't checked your
You
calls
mean
or anything.
visitors?
Yeah,
Just Rick and Alice were here.
they have. How are they now?
Okay.
Well, they're coming here to talk to you. They don't hate you then. I said if they're coming in to talk to you, then they don't hate you then.
No. They still want to support me. It's just gonna be hard for Mom.
Who's taking care of her?
I know I'm not gonna be able to do anything with her again.
They'll take care of her though. I mean, Rick and Ron, they'll help her out. Okay. Always felt sorry for her in this whole thing. Cause she didn't know what was going on in the process and all that stuff, so I always felt bad for her. Oh, I know, Dunkel. But Alan says he doesn't see anybody there Monday night. He was gonna go over there and
But he was there and the TV was on.
Really?
Yeah.
So you come home Monday night and he's screwed up. Really? So all that's true.
Yeah.
And then he's up all night, so you're basically up all night with him. And he falls into the wood stove.
Yep.
That drove me crazy. Trying to figure out where that came from. So you bandage him up. Man. You know, the other thing that bothers me most is those handles being wiped down. Yeah, it's very obvious that those things are wiped down, but you don't have any clue on those.
No.
Really?
No. There would have been no reason to wipe them down.
Right.
So he used it.
Yeah. You didn't get any blood on you. You didn't drag him to that spot. He just fell
No.
into that spot. Isn't that crazy? That there all day. That you must have been on pins and needles that day. I can't imagine. Did you ever drive by? No. And then you worked. How the hell did you get through work? No, the gun holds 6 shots or 5 shots?
6.
So did you fire all 6 rounds? You did just miss one.
I didn't know how many times I had hit him.
Really?
No.
Did he say anything?
Yeah. Before the last one, he said, we can work this out. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't do that now.
Really? Was he in the ditch at that point? Is he sitting up?
I think so.
Did you guys have a conversation at that time? Or was that all that was?
That was it.
Was he lying on the ground when he shot the last shot?
He was kneeling, I think.
That would make sense. And then he just... Have you ever told anybody this before? Have you ever told anybody this before?
No.
Well, I don't have to tell anybody this. He could work this out was his last word.
Yeah, and I was almost convinced, but then I said, oh, shit, he's already been shot. I'm going to be in trouble anyways.
Was he bleeding bad at that point, or
Huh?
was he bleeding pretty badly at that point?
Not that I could see.
Yeah. It was pretty dark still, eh?
He had a lot of clothes on them.
Pardon?
He had a lot of clothes on them.
Yeah, he did.
And
Damn. You had the record as far as the car looked like the cars pulled up and then reversed. Was there a reason for that? I mean, we could see that
get it off the road a little bit more.
afterwards, or I mean, do you remember reversing the truck at all?
Kind of, but I don't think it was afterwards.
When when did he first find out that you were going to kill him?
Right then.
Right then? So, I mean, he doesn't see you take the gun with you, and where's the gun at?
I had it wrapped up and just shoved it under the seat there before I got in.
So then he gets out to get into the passenger seat to drive away. Did he ask why you were driving?
No. And that's why I know he was screwed up, because that would have never happened.
So he just did he, when you two drove together, did he drive?
He might have drove there, but I would always end up driving back, no matter where we went, because he was drinking.
Really? I was getting that bad. So he gets out of the passenger side, comes to your side. While he's doing that, you get the gun from underneath. You get out. Does he see or say anything to you when you pull the gun out?
No, because I don't think he's seen it right then.
Okay. So when you start shooting, he's running. And then he ends up into the ditch. Kneeling. Now, were you more than 4 feet away when you shot him the last time?
I think. But I don't know.
What did you say to him?
I said, I'm sorry. I have to do this.
I'm sorry I had to go through that. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'm obviously sorry that Lyle go through that, but to get to a point where you snap like that is obviously not something that anybody would want to go through. You obviously know where I work, so anytime you have any questions, anything that's curious, anything that can help you, I mean, I don't want to say get through this situation because you're going to be gone, but I mean, if there's anything that I can help you get through as far as an investigation that I did, what may or may not be, I mean, I try to put everything in the report, but, you know, people would talk to me when I'm in town, they'd come up to me and ask me how the thing, you know, everybody was asking about this case. I mean, that's the past year and a half since you finally took the plea. I mean, yeah, it must have been hell too. I mean, you know. Is it okay if something comes up that I can talk to you about it? A question? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate that. You might. Before you probably hate to see me, but now you're gonna probably see me a lot, so I apologize. And the reason why is that, and I was honest with you, is that there is still pending things with John here, so you're gonna go through. It's gonna be difficult if he takes this to court and have to testify and that type of thing. But why'd you pull him into it?
What do you mean pull him into it?
I mean, you knew that if he was getting rid of the gun. Were you thinking that he's going to be part of it too, or didn't you think about that? Just a friend.
Yeah.
Really?
I feel bad for him having to go through this now because he had nothing to do with it. He was just helping me out by not ratting on me.
Yeah. What do you want to see happen to him?
I'd hate to see him go to prison.
Okay.
For something I did.
Yeah. Yes. All right, I think it's good. I won't put you through anymore today. But, so as of right now, like I said, we're waiting for him to come back. His lawyers contacted us and said he's going to turn himself in this week, so we'll see what happens. If he does or doesn't, I'm not sure. We'll eventually find him, so and we'll bring him back anywhere in the United States. But you know, I'll let you know. And he'll be brought back here. So I mean, there will be a no contact order and everything between you two here, obviously. But I will definitely let you know when. Just so you know. Okay.
It'd be easy on him. He had nothing to do with it.
Okay. I don't know. I have no idea what the judge would do. But Amy doesn't have. I mean, that larceny thing's the only thing he has on his record. He doesn't have anything that we can see, so I don't think he would see prison, but I'm not sure. Well, we'll do what we can. I can't make any promises.
All the girls in the cell said, they'll each take 2 years for me. I said, yeah, I can see us running that by Johnson.
They'll take your 2 years?
He said, they'll do 2 years for me.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I don't think that's going to work, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. Are you going to prepare a statement? Mary Beth will ask you that, but I would suggest it, but because what you're telling me now paints a picture as far as snapping and because people see, and this is the hardest thing that I have to take myself away from, is people see a murder, okay, but they don't see what you're telling me now, and that's part of the reason why I'm here. I mean, there's more to it, okay? Yeah, I mean, there's more to it, and snapping, like the words you just said to me, I just couldn't help them anymore. Those type of things are things that people would want to know because it would shed light on why the situation occurred. Does that make sense? So I don't know, and ask Mary about this. That's not my thing. Ask her about making a statement because you can make a statement in court when you're sentenced. To the family and to society and blah, blah, blah. So.
When I'm going to visit the judge, though.
Yes. Right next to the judge. Yeah, I mean, he'll stand up and say, do you have any statement that you would like to have? Yeah, blah, 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 and then you get up and read. So he's calling me right now. So I'll be back. So we can talk there.
Oh, you mean another day?
Another day. Unless you have anything else. Okay. All right, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
John Ernst turned himself in. He pleaded guilty to 2 counts of perjury and was sentenced to 2 to 15 years in prison. Carol Kopenkoski pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. She was sentenced to 18 to 35 years in prison.